Yes, the microphone's alive. We fell behind a little bit today, but we're falling forward now, so but we had to get right. Pour some beer.
Yep. And we're back.
Yes.
Well, I'm back.
Yeah, you missed last week, but it's good having you back.
Thank you.
Do you want to introduce our guest?
Yeah. Everybody, say what up.
Peace. What up, y'all? What up,
Al
y'all?
the SENSEI.
All right.
Pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. My condolences to you.
No doubt, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
We lost DJ Chaos.
No doubt.
May he rest in peace. I'll drink to that.
So we've been on a string of shows recently. Shit, like this past week, we've been all over San Diego, Phoenix, LA. We did the West Covina, the Razzcast show.
Yep, that was crazy.
So I mean, at every show, it's always beautiful to see cats come out. Even like even the younger dudes, like when we were at the 5 Stars bar.
Right.
So I was in the crowd and I was just kind of listening. I always like doing that, kind of falling back and listening to what people were saying. And there was some cats there that had to be 23 maybe. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, I saw it. I know who you're talking about.
And they were there and they stuck around the whole time. But I could hear them talk amongst themselves about the songs, the albums, and all this shit. And I was like, damn, that's dope to see a whole nother generation of cats that are listening to what you did and what you're currently doing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because you never know who you're reaching. I mean, you try to have your core audience that you know that follow you as far as your age group, and it is always dope to see, like, especially, you know, I tell people that we do have young fans. You know, it's not just the people who know us or our peers from our age group or even our era. So when I saw them and I'm seeing my man singing the words to Haagen Dazs, I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I know how old he is. So I'm like, yo, how you know that? He said, no. He said, I know OG. I'm like, man.
That's
so
dope.
it's a plus all the time. Like in Europe, a lot of the fans are young because they, you know, might follow our era more than, say, people back home as far as from our era. But they know, you know, and I never, you know, unless I know, if you don't really know, I never try to act like some of these cats don't know. So,
Yeah.
But it's always a surprise when they know a lot more than you think.
Yeah, and then when you get them to engage at the show, I think that's a big one that makes them feel involved and like they're as much a part of the show as you are. Mm-hmm. So when you do the I ain't tripping,
right.
And then you got them saying it, and they know the words, like you said.
Right.
If you wanted to, you could probably just do the Wu thing and just hold the mic out, and they could rap an entire verse for you.
Damn. But you know how it is, Paul. We got to really get people into it to really like,
for sure.
You know, because a lot of times you on stage and the people in the crowd more or less don't know what you're gonna do. It's almost like being a comedian and a magician at the same time.
Yeah.
Damn.
You could do a joke, it might flop, and you could be a magician, and the trick don't work.
Yeah. The bunny comes out of the hat by itself.
And especially in the beginning of the show, it's always, and you try to do stuff that they don't know in the beginning as much as, you know, because you don't want to start early with all the hits, but, you know, you test them out. But it's always the same thing. You know, you never know what they're gonna think or feel, but it's always good to loosen them up, you know, because it's good to have them feeling in the beginning like, I don't know.
Yeah. How does that make you feel, knowing that younger generations listening to your stuff?
That's important because, you know, those are the ones that you're trying to reach. Because you, like I said, you know who your audience is. But you know, when you get these cats who are on their phone all the time, you know, and if it's somebody reaching from that age group, you're doing the most, because those are the ones that's the most elusive, because their attention span is like this.
Yeah.
So if they ever heard of you and they follow you and they see you still making music, they'll go pick it up. They'll come to the shows, you know, and they don't even know how old we are until they actually meet us and they get the chance to ask us. And when you tell them, they like, damn, get out of here, bro. Like, I just saw you on stage for like an hour.
Yeah.
And y'all rocking like
stamina.
Stamina.
Yeah. I think we were talking about that the other day, just about like being in the gym and like,
right.
Because you gotta take care of yourself in order to be able to do this for another 15, 20 years, as long as you can do it. Like you were saying a minute ago, to be doing the wrong side for the next 15, 20 years, like. And it's dope because it's going to grow on a whole nother generation of people, but you got to take care of yourself.
And you know, cats, like Sadat said it today, cats meet you in person. They don't want to see you looking bad. what I'm saying? They don't want to see you looking in a way where they like, oh damn,
He in a wheelchair.
this my hero, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly.
you know, so it's like almost like superhero-ish in a way. You know, so it's like when they finally get to meet you, they do with hope that you cool as hell and you're not a duck ass dude, or you just dissing them and shit like that. But a lot of times, you know, when they do get to meet us and they see we genuine, you know, they get to see we just like them.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of times
Yeah,
they
for sure.
don't know how we are in person. Most of the time they think we probably an asshole because you can tell how when they want to ask pictures to get pictures done. Like, yo, are you cool with taking a picture? Like,
What?
I'm like, yo, it's good, man.
they're all
Like,
nervous,
don't worry, I
shaking
ain't gonna
underneath.
fight you.
Yeah, and you know what's funny though is like I think there's that area, that gray area where it's like, should I ask for a picture? Because last time I ran into so and so and like he was on some whole other shit and he was acting weird and like I never really met these guys. So should I? Can I?
Yeah.
Another thing too that I noticed at the show, and a good example was West Covina with Neighborhood Watch.
Right.
There was cats that wanted to hurry up and take pictures, and they're asking me to ask you because they know I'm on the tour.
Like soon as we got there, right?
Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, bro, like let them set up their merch, let them get a drink, let them settle in, and then they'll take all the pictures you want. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't just rush them, right? Like they're gonna be here all night. That's who you came to see. So for those people listening, like we know you're excited and we appreciate that for sure, but you definitely got to give them a chance to kind of like just to relax, just to unwind a bit, unpack their box and shit like that, and then they'll say what up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that, you know, in some situations, but like, you know, sometimes we get in there and they like, yo, you got shirts? I'm like, yo, I got my bag right there. You see, I got this big ass bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you move back just a little bit, I'll be able to like put all this stuff on the table.
Yeah, Tame is not in this bag. I got shirts.
Like,
and
word,
hats
like,
and shit.
yeah, so you be able to do a little bit of everything once I get it unpacked.
Yeah.
But you know, that's just cat's excitement. You know, I get that. You know, so I just understand it. And I tell you one thing: when we was in Russia, I mean, we got to the club. These dudes, man, we got in the door. I saw where they had the area where we were supposed to be at for the merch. These dudes just wouldn't even let us get to the table. I mean, we got around
like
to
piranhas.
it, put it to the bar. I don't care who was standing there. They was just mushing. I mean, it was just one big dude. He was just like mushing everybody out the way. Picture now. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, you know, I understand that. You know what I mean? But it's like, especially when they don't see you. You know, but I get it, but it's just like I told them the same thing. Like, look, it's dudes that's like ready to buy stuff. Y'all hold tight for a minute. Every 5 minutes they came back. You ready? Like, nah, we ain't ready. We ain't ready.
Yeah.
Still setting it up.
And that's got to feel good though, to know that like you can print up shirts and have vinyl and stickers and everything, and they want to buy it so quick before somebody else gets it. And you could end up selling out and at a show, and that's always great. You know what I mean?
And the thing, and you know this, we both do the same thing. We both started in the same way where we was like, all right, we're gonna get more serious on what we're doing. You know, when you doing it in the way we doing it, and a lot of times I got people telling me how to not say how to do it, but when you have people that got, I want to get a whole full website, all that, but when you are doing it in a way where it's like, you have the traffic that you have on your Instagram, it's more or less a personal thing for me too, where it's like people are like attached to this, not so much where, they go to a website,
it's not robotic.
They order something, you waiting for it to come. Sometimes people don't get stuff till like 2, 3, 4 weeks later. Whereas like if they see me post something up and they can DM me, I'm telling them like, look, just where you at, it's how much it costs to go. When you it's cool to have, like I said, it look nice to have the site. You have a site for a long time, it might not sell too much on there, and it's just something to show people. But if you got something where they on live, like right now, how we on here, if they see something go up and they like, yo, I want that now. What sizes are left? But I'm putting the sizes up on the page as we update, every few days. But it's just a thing where I want everybody to have an Artifact shirt. I want everybody to represent anywhere, and everybody has the same reaction. Mostly women.
Yeah,
they have the crazy reaction, and this is dope because all the women that wear the shirts, they always get the same thing. It'll be dudes like either in the car around, just walking around, and they like, yo, what you know about that? What you?
Yeah.
Like, it's like
the knowledge.
they almost feel threatened because they start coming around like, yo, who told you about?
Yeah.
You know, how do you know?
Who put you on?
You know what I'm saying? So that's good because even if you don't know, and who we are, and that happens, that is surprising because they probably were like, wow, I didn't know.
Yeah,
and I always say that's the only little power in the logo. Like my man did. I'm glad he did the logo the way he did because it's like we trying to make it synonymous to like how Hyro's logo is.
That shit's like the bat signal though. Like,
I know where the
see it,
artifact
like I already know. Like I've
I-
gone to shows and even with not even these ones, not even just the shows that you've done. I'll be at a festival and like you guys might not even be on the bill or just some random hip hop shit. And then I'll see a shirt, an artifact shirt. I'm like, oh, that's fucking dope. I don't want to run over there and be like, yo, this, but it just feels good to see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole purpose of doing it.
You know what I think is dope too that you do that I haven't seen too many people do it. If anybody, on the priority boxes or on the boxes you mail out, like you hit it with the tag.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
I seen that.
So that's something that I'm pretty sure somebody has cut up and framed and saved. Like,
And,
yo,
and they have. I've
yeah,
seen it. And
he actually wrote this.
I only did that because as a graffiti artist,
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, for
Yo,
sure.
it's hard to look at that blank white space
right
and
without
not,
touching it.
Yeah,
It's like a big ass sticker
Yep.
that you
and he's
stick
like,
on
you
the
know
wall.
what? Let me
Yep.
hit it.
And I asked the lady at the post office, I was like, yo, if I do this, will I get in trouble? Like, will they say, she's like, you do what you want to do with it.
bam.
Damn.
Boom, let's go.
Hey,
Yeah. So
shout out to that
I
mail
kept
lady.
doing it. I kept doing it, and then, it became the personal touch to the package because,
Yeah, that
not
sets it
just,
off.
I ain't just I'm putting stickers in there, but I'm writing the, with the, on the postal sticker too, but it's just something to give, like more than just what's inside, and it's the smallest thing, even if you put in a whole bunch of stickers or free seat. I like even when people order more than a certain amount of money, I do the delivery free and I put some free CD in there, something like that. Especially like people in Europe because they got to pay $23 for the shipping. So I always, if they spend a lot, I'll definitely give them free stuff because that's only
Good looking out.
I should do that.
As a fan of Pawz 1, I purchased stuff from him, and I appreciate when he adds stuff. Like, look at, he even put his stamp on that little bag, and I kept it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
See?
a little bag. I
See?
put my stickers in, so it's like take the time,
Yeah, it's little things like that. You're like, you keep it because
Good looking out, Trey.
you see the effort that was put into that,
Yeah,
I'm doing a lot of stuff late. It's like Paul, he got bags and stuff. Like a lot of things I wanted to do, I couldn't do because I was concentrating on different color shirts and this stuff like that. And I'm just like, all right, let me just like focus for real and just start adding a little bit more to it. And
the slip
that
mats,
helps.
the slip mats.
Now,
man, for the
Chuck,
digit.
talk to Chuck.
Yeah, the slip mats.
And I always
Fire.
wanted to do those, but I always saw a site that I didn't trust. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I want to give them my money.
Yeah,
You made your
Might
own?
not be right. Yeah, my man down in Arizona, my man Chuck down at Trill at the shop down there, he got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So he told me he got these machines. He said, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to go to nobody else. Come to me.
yeah. I seen the pictures.
And I was like, bet. I went there. I saw the factory. I saw all the whole setup he got now. So I'm like, if I'm going to spend bread, I'm going to spend bread with people who I know responsible and they my friends. Shout out to my man Bobby, Field of Real Clothing, Knockout Tees, Custom Tees. He does a lot of all the artifact shirts. Shout out to New Jersey Ink Shop out in Jersey and Long Branch. They do all my snapbacks, all the 5-panel hats and the digital joints. So, it's just something I wanted to grow and keep doing and just, just have somebody, be a part of what we do.
So I gotta hit you with a curveball real quick.
What up?
Damn.
A lot of these people don't know the backstories on certain songs and how she was written, and they, they're not gonna, they obviously can't be there. So let's put them there.
Right.
For one of the sessions, like one of your favorite sessions, whether it was a collab, or artifacts session, or an XL session, like where somebody came through and you didn't expect them to come through, or like the way the hook came about, or whatever it was. Like, what's one of your favorite, most recent ones? Anyone?
I told one.
Let's take him to the studio.
When we was on when I was on Facebook and Instagram, I told a story about, and even if I got to tell it again, it's actually I got another one. Let me tell the other one first. 'Cause I said that one.
There it is. We got stories.
When we did the song with Lord Finesse on the second album, the collaboration of Mike's. Originally, when we did the song, it was only me, Finesse, and Tame, and we was trying to come up with some ideas, more stuff to do. So I was like, I called Jamar. I said, yo, you want to get on this joint? I said, we got, I was like, this ain't like, email the beat.
Yeah.
Here go the song, and it wasn't nothing like that. So I had to go to his crib. He was in Brooklyn. I let him hear the track, gave him the CD for him to sit with. Next day, I think the week later, we went to the studio, booked the time, but the session was dope because Chaos knew he was doing cuts on the song. We didn't have an order and how everybody was going to go.
Who was going
in and out
first
of
or whatever?
nothing like that. So when we came in, because Finesse didn't tell us, what's going to happen. So we got in there, and he had a DJ ready.
Oh,
So
okay.
he was okay. Like, can Chaos do the intro cuts, and then he do the rest.
All right.
He's like, all right, cool, man. But like the studio just got filled up after a while. Like
Everybody started showing
everybody
up.
started walking in.
So like who?
Beating that walked in.
Oh shit!
Fat Joe was there because I think this
Oh,
dude was
that's
Fat Joe's DJ.
Damn.
So he remembered us from hanging with Jamar and them and all out the records we made. So that was dope to have him there. But the energy in the room was ridiculous when we were doing the beat. Cause the song, because the beat was so tough. And I'm like, it's like anybody could have walked in this room and would have felt the same way I did. But to be there and have it recorded where everybody was standing there and the energy in the room, and even when like the end of the song, you could hear I was hyped up because I was just like, damn. But that is some of the reasons why you do these songs and have these moments, because you never know how they're gonna be. So to have that song turn out the way it did, knowing who was in the room and what was going on,
right.
that's one of my dopest memories right there.
Nice.
Yeah, just imagine you're there and like you already know you're working with some dope people already, and then somebody comes through and then you're like, oh shit, it's the Beat Nuts, Juju and Les, like
Damn.
oh shit, and then it just goes on, and next thing you know you got like best of the best in the room,
Yeah.
everybody's vibing out to the beat, you know what, and that's not really how it's done anymore. Like you said, the email shit and this and that, and I think you can hear it and feel it in a lot of the music now where it's like it's overproduced. Even if it is quote unquote boom bap hip hop or whatever, I think a lot of stuff is it's real edited, real clean, and shit was emailed and this, and a lot of times there's no vibe to the song.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what's lacking from a lot of albums, and that's why I think that with the attention span is the reason why we kind of have to like take it from doing a 15 song album to doing maybe 8.
Yeah, I feel like say like what we did with the 22 songs. We only did that because the songs were just coming the way they was coming. So we like, yo, you know what? We ain't leaving nothing on the floor, no editing version. We just gonna go with this. And then that idea you said, like, as far as 8 songs, like I'm feeling like the next couple of projects that me and X could do, or even me and Tame, even if we put something together, just get with one producer and pick a dope one and have them do everything. So, the one thing with doing all the stuff we did, we had to keep up with everybody. Some dudes' hard drives was crashing.
Oh,
and
shit.
It was crazy. That we did a lot of doctoring on that XL album, and we just was like, yo, throw it all on it.
Yeah, might as well. You guys put in a lot of work, and this shit is really dope. So how did the XL thing happen? Like, when was the first time you met Sadat?
Man, I met Sadat in 1990 in Harlem at the State Building. They was MTV was having a show.
Nice.
Yeah, when we walked up to the stage, Moni Love and Lord Finesse was doing some freestyling of You a Customer remix beat from EPMD. I remember she had a whole red champion suit on.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh, it's Moni Love in the hood. So that was crazy. But we knew they was gonna perform. Going to the spot, we got arrested. Me and my man Ice, we got arrested going in there because we was on the train. Me, Tame, A Cool, and Ice, and we was writing on the train, but with like punk ass Crayola markers, we could just wipe them off.
Yeah.
The dude came and busted us in there. He like, what are y'all doing? But we was like, look, it could come off. He's like, nah, let's go. So they locked us up. We in Jersey City in the cell. It was crazy. We got out. Dude was like, yo, y'all parents said go home. We was like, all right, bet. We got back on the platform to New York. We got there. They was about to go on, and this is when like Feel So Good single was out. This is when Drop the Bomb. They only doing a few songs, but we know all the words, so we the only people in the crowd that knew. So when they came out, we watched them walk from the stage and came out into the crowd, and we saw them, and we went straight to them and was like, yo, we from Jersey, we called That's Them, and they just looking at us. We the only one dudes talking to them, and it's like, it almost made a little circle. We just was like in our own little bubble we having this moment. Nice. And maybe like a week or so later, we let Jamar hear the demo tape right there.
Yeah.
They gave us their numbers and stuff, and he called me like maybe a month later. I ain't believe it was him though, because he was like, yo, I'm like, hello. He's like, yo, Lil Jamal, brand new me. And I'm like,
Right.
Shit.
yeah, all right, click, hung up.
Yeah.
He called back again. He's like, yo, why you hang up? I said, yo, who is this, yo? Like, why you playing on my phone? Click.
Yeah.
He called back again. He's like, yo, you hang up again. I ain't calling back. This is really me. And I'm like, oh, I bet. So we talked.
What convinced you that it was him?
Because the way he said, all right. And he said, this me. I'm like, nah, I ain't going to call you. And so I called Tame on the three-way. He ain't answer. We hung out. He came back again. A week later, we hung out in Jersey. So Jamar was a cool, him and Sadat was like mentors for me and Tame.
That's dope.
So, we did demos with them. And we wound up, Jamar did the first version of Wrong Side of the Tracks. For people who don't know, there's a demo version we did at Sadat's crib. You can get it on F5 Records. There's a version on the B side of the original Wrong Side that we did with them. So if you want to hear the demo version, go to F5 Records and cop that. You hear it.
I got a couple questions in the on the Instagram Live.
All right.
So Rubix wants to know how did Frontline come about?
Word. Okay. Frontline came because I knew that it was time for me to do a solo project, and me and Tame had kind of split up, and I was just I had took a break, and I got into my son, and I remember my boy Matt Fingers. He got a label called Guess Wow. He used to always come to the studio when me and Tame was doing the Artifact sessions, and he used to always be like, yo, if anything happened, you want to do some work on some independent shit, just call me. I was like, all right, cool, I'll keep that in mind. So after I got free, I was like, oh yeah, hold up, let me see something. I called him up. I said, yo, remember you said if I ever needed, to do something? He was like, yeah. I said, all right, this is the time. So he's like, yo, if you had a chance to do a record right now, who would you do it with? So I was like, well, organized, because I know they probably gonna have to be through the same thing me and Tame going through.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I got FT and Mike Zoo. I work with them. I said, all right, cool. I know FT from Street Smarts. I know that. So he got Mike Zoo on, and we just, I came to the studio, Sean J. Period. I was already working with him, so I pulled him in, and we just went to the studio. It was crazy because Monch is like one of my favorite rappers. So when he came in, he wanted me to stand in the booth with him when he did his verse, and then we was all writing, and Poe was out in the other room watching TV. They getting busy, drinking, smoking. Then I came in there, and I looked at him. I said, what you doing? He's like, what? What's wrong? I said, no, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm chilling. I was like, no, you ain't.
Yeah.
I threw the notebook at him. I said, get to work. Yo, that's why you think you here to chill?
Right.
I was like, take this notebook, do your thing. So he was like, oh. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you with this envelope when I'm finished. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
and he clocked in like, all
exactly.
right.
And everybody came in and have 5 people on the song and try to balance it out in a way where, everybody can get their stuff off. I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it in this way. And I remember Monch was like, yo, you cool with that? You cool? Am I cool with that? Like, you need to leave this booth now. Get out.
You're asking me this.
So that was dope. And Sean J, when we did the hook, he just like, yo, say it like this, boom, boom, boom. And I think you should say it this way. I don't mind, people criticism or whatever, because if it make the song better, I'm cool with that. So the song came out the way it did. I was happy as hell, and that showed me from that point, like, all right, I think I can do this solo thing and see how it's gonna turn out.
So I had another question from the chat.
Damn.
They want to know.
They're just hitting us with questions.
They want to know how. Well, have you seen the Wu-Tang the Hulu show?
Not yet.
Not yet. I haven't seen.
We've been moving around. I ain't got a chance to see it
let me
yet.
say, I'm on that shit.
Nice.
Like white on rice.
Oh yeah, he told me it was dope.
That's pretty dope.
You watch the Showtime one?
No, I haven't
that
seen
one
the
was
Showtime.
dope, but the Hulu one, the show.
The one that on Hulu, I think it takes them like where they
Yeah, from the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Way before, yeah.
Yeah. Before they were all.
I don't mean to interrupt.
No.
It's
Yeah,
more of a crime story to me than it is about Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
So it's the stuff they rapped about later. They're kind of showing you what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like the beginning.
I tell people all the time, don't think of it as a Wu-Tang show. Think of it just as a dope, like kind of a The Wire type of show.
Okay.
Right.
But
That's what he was saying too. Like
Yeah.
it touched on like this one was selling dope to that one.
Yeah,
and blah,
yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
Like it's crazy how they all like were like doing their thing, but at the end, like
So if they did the Artifacts show or the Artifacts movie,
Damn.
the Artifacts movie,
Who do you have?
who would you want to play you?
Denzel.
Man, I don't even.
or Tame?
I couldn't even think like.
Right? Yeah, I wouldn't know who to pick for myself.
I
But
really would have to think about that one.
what's some shit that you would definitely want in there where you're like, you know what, if you're gonna make a movie or do a show,
I know that part.
yeah, go ahead and break that down.
Now I would say, with every artist, you should want to have your beginning shown. As far as like for me and Tame, like we was both going to the same producer, but we didn't know that we was working with the same producer.
Oh, nice.
And that's how we kind of pretty much met, because he had friends that I had, and I didn't know he knew them. So I was going, my man Jay Byrne was the bridge in between, and Polo Ice was the bridge in between us, because Byrne was going to my man Rhino's crib and was doing songs with him, and Tame was doing songs. So he pulled me in that. But every time I went to go do my songs, Tame was never there. So, but then I would see his name on the wall, and I was like, okay, this the graffiti dude. I was like, yo, he rhymed too? They were like, yeah. And then I heard the song. I was like, damn, and he dope
Yeah.
on the mic. So that those, I would want to see that part shown, and how we, once we got together after we did the first song, and the progression of how we went from working with Rhino and the early stages, and then going to the studio, bigger studios, and trying to get into production, and me and Tame both know how to DJ, and just show that part, because like I met him in like '88, so that time frame of what hip hop was doing and going through, I think that part will be dope to show, because we from Jersey.
Nice.
You know, like coming from Jersey, people in New York,
Yeah.
they look at us like, you know,
People-
not probably now so much, but like back then, like we was down south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like their accent, everybody in New York accent is different. Manhattan different.
Yeah.
Brooklyn totally different. Queens different.
But if you were in New York, you weren't gonna get respect from them at all.
But it's
With
just
West
but
Coast,
it's
South-
because we from Jersey. We used to do early shows and go to Lyricist Lounge shows and eat little small spots where we go and we get on stage and do the show. Then after we finish, we're like, all right, we're going back to Jersey. Dudes like, you know how when the dog hear funny sound, they're like, "What,
Yeah,
Jersey?"
What? Yeah.
Jersey.
And then they
You
would be
from
like, yo,
Jersey?
y'all from Jersey? So
Yep.
the only thing Jersey they knew at that time, you know, Naughty, Redman, Lords of the Underground, and they see us and they see, you know, people that's with me. And we wearing polo gear, and
Yeah.
Tame got dreads, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
they don't, you know, they only thought,
Dread.
you know, cats like what they saw on TV look like. And they saw us, and they was like, "Yo, y'all from Brooklyn? Yo, y'all gotta be from Brooklyn." Like, why?
Part of Brooklyn.
Like, why? Cause we wearing little. Like, nah, we from Jersey. And they were like, "Jersey? No, y'all not from Jersey." Because the type of hip hop that me and Tame did at the time and do now, they didn't think that it existed so much. And it's not to say that, you know, all Jersey dudes ain't doing hip hop in the traditional way.
Yeah, but they.
But I think the way we came with the graffiti and just us talking about being b-boys and you know, just the whole way of the way we was rhyming, just the whole, you know, we was different. And we're like and I ain't saying that the bottom tier of the Jerseys, because me and Tame more famous outside of Jersey than we are
As
in Jersey.
All right.
So, you know, some people might argue that I might be wrong, but I'm just saying for
Watch we get a phone call. Nah.
Nah, yeah, I'm probably getting on my live, but
All right.
but it's true. It's true. Like I could be home. I mean, I guess because I'm home, but I think with Instagram more now, people recognize me more because they see my face on there. But you know, I mean, when I was on the train, this dude was like, he was in between the car seat. I'm here on my phone, but
Was he kind of?
I kind of seen him. I kind of seen him a little bit. He just cut.
Yeah, he was doing that. Like,
And then I posted a picture on the train. I get off the train maybe 5 minutes later. He said, "I knew that was you." he said, "I saw you taking the picture in between the seat, but I just didn't want to say nothing."
oh,
But I'd rather people say something.
yeah, no, it's cool to be. I've been at the market, and I had that same like, where it almost seems like they're sizing you up, so they're looking back,
Right.
looking back, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to fight in the market right now.
Damn.
But
But I-
throwing apples and shit.
I don't think about it. Like I was in the shop right around where I live at, and I'm in the line just on the phone. I'm talking on the phone. I see this dude. He's staring at me, but I'm just like, I ain't say, "Yo, what you looking at?"
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
that. But he spoke to me. And I'm just like, I was clueless because I was on the phone. But when he's just like, "Oh, what up? What up?" And I was like, "Oh," and then I quit. Oh, what's good, bro? He was like, but I actually met him before, so he was speaking to me like that too. But I'm just like, I don't ever think about this.
yeah,
Doing this like as it's like, you know, I
Yeah.
forget because I'm not on it like
that's,
that.
Yeah, that's the one thing that with Sean P that I thought was really dope was you know, I used to film little videos in his house, and there's a video where his kids are running around
Right.
and shit like that, and he's like, He's like, yeah, you know, to you motherfuckers, I'm Sean P. I'm P. He's like, in here, I'm just dad.
Word, yeah.
I ain't nobody.
I'm just dad.
Who's P?
You know what I mean?
They
So-
even ask who's P.
Who's P?
Yeah. So I think that's a problem that a lot of cats coming up, and even dudes have been doing it, you know, 10, 20, 30 years, whatever the fuck. They don't know how to like separate that from who they are. I guess they start to kind of believe their own bullshit. And they think that they got to be a full-time rapper all the time.
Yeah, man. A lot of dudes got to take their cape off.
Yeah, and it's just like, yo, like the rap shit that I do is me, just the volume is turned up a little bit more, but that's who I am.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to exaggerate the shit and stay in character the whole fucking time.
Nah,
Like,
when you on stage, like I tell everybody, man, when you go on stage, me personally, I go on stage, I want to turn into a different person, you know, and I know that when I'm doing that is like, you know, that's what the people will want from you. You know, I want to see the person that like was in the studio making these records. You know, it's like a Clark Kent thing to me. You know, you get on the stage, you take the glasses off, open your
Yeah.
you got the whole Elder Sensei logo right there, Artifacts logo right there.
Right.
The super powers is
yeah,
coming
it's
through.
activated, yeah.
And you know
it's
what I'm
on.
saying? And,
Yeah.
and you do that for a good hour.
Yeah.
And once it's over,
It's
you,
back to
you
being
back,
dad.
glasses back on, tie
Yep.
like suit
Yeah.
back on.
Where we gonna
Yeah.
eat?
Sit
Where we-
down.
what are you
What
gonna
we
eat?
drinking? What we smoking? You might be back to suited up, but
Get the
you,
phone call.
You back to. I'm back to Elliot.
Yeah.
When I'm on stage, I'm Elder Sensei. When I get off, I'm Elliot.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
one
you-
thing that I always appreciated, not just as an artist, but as a man, as a human being. Like I think, because I've worked with a lot of cast that I looked up to and shit like that, and I've been on different tours with different people.
Right.
But I think the one thing that I've always admired is, and I always tell people this, like, yo, outside of like fuck rap, fuck hip hop, like L as a man, as a human being is like, that's kind of, I'd like to reach that level.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
No, real shit, because I feel like you carry a lot, and knowing what I know, and I'm just like, damn, that's dope. So how can I not work as hard as him?
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to balance stuff out.
Yeah, like the life stuff, the family stuff, the music stuff, the indie stuff, and like the
whole
the
nine-
changing in the trends. And
Yeah, man. It's like the hardest thing doing this is to stay new.
Yeah.
Like
Stay relevant.
stay
you mean?
relevant to
Yeah.
a point where like like you really gotta convince people that to buy this record. Like why should I come to your show? Like why am I spending this money? Why should I buy your shirt? It's
Because your
like
pop is wearing my shirt. Actually, your mom. She went wild for it.
ask your mom and pop. But it's just a thing that I know that if I wasn't good at it, or if I wasn't doing what I'm supposed, wasn't good at it.
yeah, and the consistency.
I have an issue with saying things that I do. Like all my friends tell me, "Yo, you humble to a fault." I was like, no. I just know that how this game go, and I try. I want to be quiet with my shit. I ain't trying to talk about. I'm not popping shit about nothing.
Yeah.
I just want shit to come out. Y'all buy it. Next one come out. Y'all buy it. Like come to the show. I'm not going on stage popping shit about nothing. Like yo, thank you, because I know how this shit go. It could be here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah,
Attention
for
span off of you, and you home trying to figure out what the hell you're gonna do next.
What you did wrong, what you said wrong.
Exactly.
Like there was a time when I was on Facebook. This was before it even had a name, but I guess I was trolling.
Facebook?
Yeah, this was like I would go on there because I was
or
going.
MySpace.
Nah, it was Facebook, but I had an account set up where, and at the time I was just dealing with so much shit. I don't even think I had been on a tour, maybe once on my own.
You told me that.
And it was just a lot of frustration with like promoters and then radio shows and DJs and just a lot of corny shit. And I used every outlet that I had, which was recording music, performing,
Yeah, for sure.
interviews, and Facebook. And I was just airing a lot of shit out and kind of like just letting people know that, like, look, the reason why you don't see certain people in certain positions is because they're not playing the games and paying for shit and this and that. And like, so don't be fooled. Don't think that the dudes that you're seeing open up at all these shows are there because they're dope.
Right.
They're there because you're selling tickets to get on or whatever.
Exactly.
And I was,
and it ain't sometimes, not to cut you off, it's nothing wrong with some of the best dudes that y'all might never ever heard of got put on in a certain way that you may never have known, whether they paid money or just in the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
I just feel like if you good at that shit, then, and if you feel like you you worth your bread being on the table. And it's like
You're invested in
It's like
yourself.
boxing. You know, if you get you getting certain attention from that, and you go into a place, pause. Come on, we know that. Like, trust me. Look, yo, there's a lot of people that want to go to Europe right now, and if they had to pay somebody to go, and if the dude say $100 per show, and you pay your ticket to go, a lot of people would go.
Yeah.
My man Venom is invested in himself to go to Paris, all through France. He asked me, was that a wrong thing to do? I said, my dude, how many motherfuckers you know in your hood
Right.
going to say
Go
that
to
they
Paris.
going to Paris
He said
and
need a
all
croissant.
through France
Yeah.
to do these shows, whether if you getting paid a certain amount of money or not? That's just an experience where you getting your track record. So and now he was able to go back and then go back again.
That's dope. That's dope. Because I feel like, you definitely gotta have the confidence to invest in yourself and hopefully pick the right moves to make. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But everybody shouldn't do it though.
I don't think everybody should do it, because there's the guys that are like at the gate now that are collecting the money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really give a shit if you even sound like
Right.
whoever's on the bill with you or whatever. And it just kind of creates this thing. And you know what? Like I said, for a while I was just talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people that agreed with what I was saying, but it created this image of me where like that's all I did.
Yeah.
And L kind of pointed that out to me, and I was like, you know what?
I need to change it up.
Yeah, not just him. Other
Yeah.
people told me too, and I was like, you know what? I got to burn that house down.
Right.
So I just burned it down, and I was like, you know what? I need to switch to this, and not like, you know what? If the game's gonna be like that, I'm not gonna be the one to change
And
it.
he know the only thing I told him was like, you know what? Because there's a lot of shit we could be really mad at, but I think if you focus your energy on just yourself and whether if it's the project you're putting out and then put a machine behind it, because that's the one thing we both learned being out on the road. When you're doing your own thing, you learn as you go. I ain't gonna do this again. I ain't gonna do that again. But the one thing that you do learn is how much more you can do for yourself when you focused. When you're focused on the important things, and that's music. Music done, get promotions, get somebody to put me out on the road or myself. And that's what I saw him doing that I like. Because we both know how, if you do this game and you play this game, you know what it is that you got to do, especially when you're on your own. You by yourself, you could be like, all right, I'm going to choose to play like this. I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here. And then sometimes, all right, cool, that worked. Some of this didn't work, but at least I know this part I've done on my own is going to work majority of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was saying, when he was on Facebook, he was dealing with all kinds of people, negative or positive. Have you ever dealt with that? And do you think it still happens now?
Well, for me, the only thing that I've ever had people ask me to do is more, say, open up my music a little more.
It's more personal?
I say so much that, because I did the personal thing when I did that Relax, Relate, and Release album.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was like, my father had passed away. I was dealing with my son, more with as far as the autism and going to school, and just, dealing with how his attitude changed. And I just was like, it's not so much about, putting out this music. Sometimes you got to really sit down and understand, like, all right, this ain't going to work like this. Let me get my brain together, because everybody will tell you a way to do it.
Yeah.
But you only going to know your way. So
Exactly.
I really don't have no any negative things going toward me. But, like, even when I say open up, it's more or less they open up the music in the way of saying what I normally don't do. Okay. And that might mean doing something out of my comfort zone. Not say some shit I would do that I wouldn't normally do that would hurt me.
Yeah.
But something to say more or less, because I don't make songs about women so much. I don't talk about, if you listen to my music now, it's b-boy driven, lyrical spitting.
Yeah, nice.
And then when it is some songs in there with a female touch or whatever, it's like, okay.
I wouldn't listen to that.
Like, even the women like, okay, that's what I'm like. Yeah, I know you can spit. Like, God, give us something.
Yeah.
So these things are the things I've heard a lot, rather than like what I shouldn't do.
And what has worked for you?
I think what's worked for me is not, to be stubborn, but to stick to my guns on what I know will work for me. But then at the same time, with doing that, it does open up a few more lanes where you can say, like, I can try this.
Yeah.
Like my man Duplicates, we had a project we got called the Immortals Project.
Okay.
And that is a perfect example of me doing something out of my lane, where when we both started doing these projects, it was more or less, he was a, not say drum and bass producer, but somewhat. But then when he got with me, and he started going on the road with me, we did a couple of festivals, and then, he got to see how I was as a more or less a friend and a person, and he just got to see, like, all right, I'm going to do beats like this. And then we did second project, then the third one. I'm like, now we working on the next one, but all his beats now have advanced from the first one, where it's like, you know, these songs I'm doing double time rhyming.
Nice.
It's like I'm doing stuff that I told him I can do that he didn't know I could do.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get too much out of the bag, but
Yeah.
y'all gonna hear songs where you gonna be like, okay,
Okay.
L
Al
I
has
didn't
it.
think you can
Al has
spit
it.
like that.
Yeah,
So
he
yeah,
has
it's
it
coming.
in the bag of his Felix bag of tricks. He
Mhm,
has
mhm.
some shit coming. You know, that's dope. That's dope. Because sometimes I guess, like you said, you have to step out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Just
You do.
because it keeps you refreshed. It
Mhm.
refreshes you.
And that's the part about being relevant.
Yes, exactly. And it opens up your mind to like, okay, so how am I gonna do this?
Right.
You know?
I can't stay one way all the time. so-
Exactly. So you have to like,
All right, so I'm
No.
gonna have to. We got like 10 minutes, not to cut you off, my
No
guy.
doubt.
it's all good.
So you're gonna have to be quick with the answers.
No doubt.
Damn.
One producer you want to work with that you haven't.
We still ain't worked with Diamond D, Pete Rock, Lost Pro, Pete Primo. I want Apollo Brown. I want to work with Marco Polo again, but yeah, pretty much those.
All right, MCs.
I would still want to do a song with Jay-Z. I would still want to do a song with Chubb Rock. And that's my man.
dope.
Beneficence did a song with him. I was so like, oh, that's what's up. Cellar Dwellers, I want to do a song with them. Man, there's so many in my name. Brother Jay from X Clan with the voice, I do him. You know, it's pretty much I got a notch in my belt for every MC I want to work with, but it's so many.
All right, a movie you wish you had a song on the soundtrack.
Damn.
New Jersey Drive.
Ah, that was
Wow.
quick too. You
Only-
see how
yeah,
quick
yeah.
that was?
Dude,
Yo,
all the way he was like,
yeah,
dude.
they're shooting
But that's
them-
why he was just like,
shooting them down. All right, so
I took that personally because when that movie came out and we saw that we knew they were doing the soundtrack, even if it was on a different label, like we was felt like, yo, we from Jersey, like put us on.
how you not gonna put us on?
Right.
And that ain't happened.
So earlier you said you and Tame used to DJ.
Hmm
Also-
Still DJ.
So, so I've seen B Real DJ. I've
Mhm.
seen Snoop DJ. When are we gonna see a Elder Sensei guest DJ
Really?
Yeah.
spot?
Whenever. I mean, I
You
actually
heard it,
we're
ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna do a party for Chaos in New York, and I'm trying to solidify the deal right now on where it's gonna be, but that will be the day. I'm gonna go on live and everything. That everybody
wanna-
will see me
Yeah.
I wanna
DJ
be
on some
there.
45s and
Yeah,
everything,
I
and then
want-
y'all gonna be shocked.
Yeah,
You-
I want
you
to see
better-
that. I want to see
Word
You
up.
better
that.
put it on Instagram Live so
Oh,
I
no
can
doubt,
see
yeah.
it.
You
I don't
gonna
have a
see it.
ticket to go to New York yet, so
Yep.
I can go on Instagram Live.
So if they don't already know, hit them with some links. Let the people know where they can follow you and find you. And you said you check all your DMs.
Yes.
It's you running everything.
Yes.
So let them know.
Yeah, you can hit me up here on Instagram. I'm just looking at my phone. I'm not here on the microphone. Yeah, but you can go on Instagram and hit me up on there. Sensei from NJ. SENSEI from NJ, New Jersey. You can hit me on Twitter, Elder Sensei, and you can hit me on Facebook. You know, they got the government on there, so I'm Elliot Elder Sensei Williams. And, you know, y'all can go pick up the XL album on vinyl-digital.com, or you can go to Spotify. You can go to Google, whatever. iTunes is all there.
Damn,
And
all of it.
we got one more show tonight in Victorville. So, you know, if you follow me on IG, you'll see all the information you need to see, whether we got to do with merch, whether it got to do with songs, tours. I'm all up there.
Yeah, shout out to Owen. Shout out to Sadat. Shout out to everybody that's come out to all the shows.
Word.
Yep.
And everybody out there supporting. We're going to wrap it up. I got to run across and do the Shine On event. We got a
For sure.
Tumex in Uptown Whittier at Moonshine
word,
Records.
word.
So we're going to head over there and get that popping.
Get
But we
that
appreciate you stopping by, Al.
No doubt, y'all.
Al,
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Boom.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Peace.